If you're like millions around the world, then you've probably seen or heard some crazy before and after carnivore diet stories. You see insane body transformations from those using the carnivore diet from all across the world every day on social media, and this diet might just be the next big thing. Now, if you're looking to get started with a carnivore diet in 2024, then you've came to the right place. My goal of this video is to help you understand practically every aspect of the carnivore diet. I'll be going over both the potential benefits and the potential risks, and I'll also give you a step-by-step plan on how you can start it today. By the way, my name is Jack. I have my doctorate degree and I've been training for over 10 years naturally. So if you're looking to learn more about fitness or your health, then please smash that subscribe button for me. The carnivore diet is a diet where you simply are restricting yourselves to animal-based foods. Generally, that means only meats, eggs, protein powder if it's animal-based, and in some carnivore diets, limited amounts of dairy is acceptable. Unlike the keto diet, where a limited amount of carbs is generally acceptable, the goal of the carnivore diet is to actually hit 0 carbs. Now, honestly, it's borderline impossible to hit 0 carbs on the dot unless you literally do a 24-hour fast. When people are referring to a 0-gram carb diet on the carnivore diet, realistically, it's more like less than 10 grams of daily carbs. I wouldn't even bother going crazy and trying to track your carbs. Just if you're only eating meats, you are going to have a very little amount of carbs and it's going to put you in the 0 carb category. So don't stress about carbs at all. Now, similar to intermittent fasting, the carnivore diet is one of those diets where you aren't actually counting calories. The idea behind the carnivore diet is that by only eating animal-based products, including meat, you are likely to be more full throughout the day and therefore take in less calories, resulting in weight loss. Now, similar to intermittent fasting, there are people who not only do the carnivore diet for the weight loss benefits, they're also doing the carnivore diet for the health benefits. Now, I did put them in 2 different categories, but keep in mind weight loss is a massive health benefit, and the biggest health benefit of the carnivore diet without a doubt is weight loss. The carnivore diet on paper is probably the single most effective diet to both lose weight and build muscle. If you are just trying to get absolutely ripped, lose weight, build muscle, take your shirt off and look great, the carnivore diet is probably the single most effective diet known to mankind to achieve this. The fitness industry loves to overcomplicate this because they're dumb and uneducated, but if you're looking to look good, literally 95% of your diet is simply just nailing your calorie intake and your protein intake. Now, the reason why the carnivore diet is so effective at promoting weight loss and building muscle mass is because compared to other diets, you are drastically more likely to hit those 2 numbers, both your calorie and your protein intake, while doing the carnivore diet. I mean, when you're only eating meat and over 50% of your total calorie intake is coming from protein, then you are just going to hit your protein intake. It's just going to happen. You are literally going to hit your protein intake every single day with ease. Furthermore, because you are only eating meats and animal-based proteins, which are generally way more filling and satiating compared to the other foods you'd probably be eating, you are simply just way more likely to actually get into that calorie deficit and hit your appropriate calorie intake because you're just going to be that more full throughout the day. The carnivore diet gives you the highest chance of hitting both your protein intake and your calorie intake consistently without a doubt, which is why it is so powerful and effective at promoting weight loss and building muscle mass. Now, on this channel, I primarily help people lose weight and build muscle, but I will touch upon some of the other health benefits that you might find from doing the carnivore diet. There are some studies that show that the carnivore diet can potentially help symptoms in those with autoimmune diseases. The idea behind that is by eliminating plant foods, it can potentially help with inflammation. In addition, there are some studies that show the carnivore diet can potentially help boost mental clarity, likely due to more stable glucose levels. So there actually are quite a few health benefits if you're on the fence about doing the carnivore diet, the number one without a doubt being weight loss. Keep in mind, weight loss isn't just like, yay, I lost some weight. It is way deeper than that. Being overweight is literally a risk factor for hypertension, high cholesterol, heart disease, and so many other diseases. If you are able to lose weight during the carnivore diet, then that is likely a massive benefit that is most likely going to outweigh any potential risk, at least in the short term. Now, like I said, there are some potential risks with the carnivore diet, and I'm going to talk about them next. The number one risk without a doubt from doing the carnivore diet, particularly in the long term, is some potential nutrient deficiencies. As you can imagine, when you're doing the carnivore diet, you're cutting out complete food groups which often have vital nutrients, particularly vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. Now, in the short term, you'll likely be safe, but if you do plan on doing this for years, then you might want to consult with a doctor and you might want to consider supplementing with something. Now, if you're only doing the carnivore diet for weight loss, which is honestly the only reason why I would do it, do keep in mind that at the end of the day, it's still calories in, calories out. Vegetables and fruit, which have a ton of vitamins and minerals that you're probably gonna be lacking during the carnivore diet, literally have barely any calories. If you had a little salad, like once a week, that's gonna be like 30 calories and you're still gonna get your vitamins in. If it were me and I was doing the carnivore diet, that's what I would do. Some people are stingy about that and they're like, oh, I have to stick to it, like no vegetables. I would just say screw it and do it. As long as I'm hitting my calories and getting shredded, I'd be perfectly fine with adding a couple vegetables, you know, a couple times a week. Again, this shouldn't be an issue in the short term, but if you plan on doing this for a long period of time, I would maybe plan on getting your cholesterol levels checked. Although the research is pretty conflicting on this issue, there are studies that show that saturated fats, particularly if you're doing the carnivore diet, the ones that are gonna come from the red meat, can elevate your cholesterol levels. Again, I don't think this is a major problem, especially if you're doing it in the short term and you're, you know, in decent shape. But if you're pretty overweight or have any potential cholesterol problems, I would try and get them checked. I've also heard people report low energy levels while doing the carnivore diet, likely because they cut out carbs, which definitely is possible. But this also brings me to my next point. If you are starting to do the carnivore diet, I wouldn't just completely go into it. I would slowly ease into it. If you're eating like 3 meals a day, I would have a meal of only meat for one of those meals for 7 days. Then the following 7 days, I would have only meat at 2 of those meals. And then the third week, I would have only meat at all 3 meals. I would try and slowly ease into it like that, because some people find when they jump right into it, they do feel tired, they do feel sluggish, and they do have all these intense carb cravings, especially at the beginning. The last potential negative I do want to talk about is keep in mind doing this in the very long term can be tough to sustain. I mean, imagine going out every single time to a restaurant and only being able to eat meat, but all your friends, family members, etc. are eating pasta, pizza, etc. I mean, it might just be very difficult to go years with not eating really any carbs. I definitely think the carnivore diet overall is very safe. In the short term, it absolutely will get you shredded. It'll 100% help you lose weight and build muscle. There are some potential risks associated with long-term use, and it may be tough to sustain, but if it's working for you, you're getting your blood levels checked and everything's good, and your body feels okay, honestly, I would go for it. I think it can be great for a lot of people. In fact, if I were doing it today, this is exactly what I would do. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, you would know that I do intermittent fasting. I absolutely love fasting. I think it makes dieting so much easier because you can condense all of your calories into a smaller window, so I can actually get away with eating a bit dirtier for the same amount of calories, where say I was eating like 4 to 6 clean small meals a day. Also, I personally wouldn't want to eat like, you know, a steak for breakfast, so that would work out for me. I would skip breakfast like I'm already doing now. I would fast for the first 6 hours of my day. I would break my fast with about 6 eggs. That would be about 420 calories. That would hold me over for about 2 to 3 hours, and then it'd be like dinner time. I'd only be at like 420 calories, and I would just eat an all-out feast for dinner. I'd probably have just an absolute massive steak. I would eat like a nice big 1200 to 1400 calorie meal of meat filled with protein. And then maybe if I was a little hungry at bed, I'd have like, you know, a small little snack of like chicken or something. But yeah, that's just what I would do. Keep in mind, if I ate 2000 calories doing that, and if you eat 2000 calories doing a completely different method, we'd both lose the same exact amount of weight. I mean, assuming we're the same body weight and such, but that's exactly what I personally would do. I think that would be the easiest way you can possibly set up your calories to lose weight while doing the carnivore diet. That'd be like 2000 calories max, and I'd be super full and satiated. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys want to get started with the carnivore diet today, then please shoot me an email right here. I'll set you up with a personalized carnivore diet directly catered to your goals, along with a workout plan that will guarantee to get you absolutely shredded.